Hello, my name is James Chandler. I'm a citizen of Michigan, rural area delivery. Um, I am a sovereign citizen. I have rights according to the Constitution, according to the Bill of Rights. I'm standing on the rights that is granted to me. Um, I am obligated to stand on these rights. It's the law of the land. This goes beyond privilege. Just by being a human, I am given an inalienable rights, human rights. And this is what this video is about. I have summoned the 36th District Court, a lawsuit that they have to answer, and they haven't yet. And this is why I'm making this video. I'm trying my best to expose them. I'm trying my best to get them to pay up for violating my rights. I'm trying to get other officials to see the wrong that they're committing, breaking state and federal laws. And they continue to do this to millions of people around the world, innocent people, because other people don't know that they can stand on their rights or have rights that goes beyond what these officials tell us is policy or law. They put their policies above law. And again, it's illegal and it is not right. So this is what this video is about: exposing the 36th District Court, one of the courts out of many that is committing treason against the rights of the American people, committing treason against the rights of humanity as a whole. I have behind me a law, corpus delicti, literally means, the Latin term refers to the principle that there must be some proof that a crime has been committed before a person can be convicted of that crime. Right? And a misdemeanor, an infraction, is what they would consider their policy a crime is not a crime at all. Because if it were, there would be a victim. And the courts and the police are not that victim. And I'm gladly to say it to each and every one of you that's watching this video. I'm going to share my screen now to show you the indecency, the arrogance, the bullying, the gall that 36th District Court has against humanity and against the rights of the people committing treason among the citizens of the United States of America. Going to my email here. Hey, come on. Bear with me. information. Log it. I'll play the video again. Information. Log it. Ibrancondo Alliance. Ogelava, Debage, Santa Chile, Elage, Sutin, Yamasa, Sutin, Kilawe, Sutin, Yamasa, It was very important that you see that. As you can see, that was one of the posts that I sent in an email to different officials, to even 36th District Court, the photo evidence where they keep the evidence, to other clerk members at the 36th District Court. They know my case. They know that I'm against them. They know that I summoned them and they refuse to answer the summon. So I'm trying to get as many politicians, as many backing as I can to get these people to answer and to give me what's due to me, because they violated my rights and they're violating many rights of other people. So I'm going to make this a big statement. As you can see in the video, this is 36th District Court. It's been committing theft as well. They can steal credit cards, they can steal people's money, they can go on your computer and view your information. They have the material, they have the tools to search who you are, search into your life. Your personal information is no longer private anymore, just because you're against them and you know your rights. So it's illegal for them to do that without a cause, a righteous cause. There's no crime. So again, I wrote this letter and sent this to many people, even the chief judges of 36th District Court, and I went to the circuit court as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it reads, today I shed light on a grave issue that has plagued our legal system, the corruption of the 36th District Court located at 421 Madison Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48226. This institution, which should serve as a beacon of justice, has instead become a dark stain on the fabric of our society due to its blatant violation of both state and federal laws. Let us delve deeper into the disturbing reality that the 36th District Court presents. First and foremost, one cannot ignore the numerous instances in which this court has shown a complete disregard for the principles of justice and fairness. From unfair trials to biased judgments, it has become painfully clear that the proceedings in this court are far from impartial. Instead of upholding the laws and protecting the rights of the accused, 36th District Court has become a breeding ground for corruption. State and federal laws have set specific guidelines to ensure that our legal system remains fair and just. However, the 36th District Court has repeatedly violated these laws, thereby undermining the very foundation upon which our justice system is built. For example, 36th District Court at 421 Madison Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48226. They have been in violation of state and federal laws, committing extortion, bribery, and perjury. They are breaking 18 USC 1001, 42 USC 408, 18 USC 241 and 242, HJR 192, the 14th Amendment, the 6th Amendment. They're still not giving me my speedy trial. Corpus delicti, is not a crime, and what they're calling out as a crime. 12 CFR 126.23, 18 USC 3571, 18 USC 1621, suis sponte, 12 CFR 226.3. (28 USC 1446), 8 USC 1503, 15 USC 1611. What time? It's supposed to be Q UITAM. 5 USC 3331, 28 USC 1746, 15 USC 2, the Plain Writing Act of 2010. You know, they deal with legalese, all these different courts. Breaking the Plain Writing Act of 2010, right? 31 CFR 306.1, 15 USC 6802, 31 CFR 1.32E, 18 USC 894, 5 USC 552A, 18 USC 9, 18 USC 31, 15 USC 166B, 15 USC 1681B, 15 USC 1681N, 18 USC 2331, 42 USC 1986, right? They know it's illegal. They know it's wrong, and they still commit the crime as treason against the United States Constitution, treason against the American people, treason against the citizens, treason against myself, the civil rights that we have. We have 15 USC 1692 I or L. I think that's I. 15 USC 16, 15 USC 6802B, 18 USC 1951, 42 USC 1983, MCR 2.104, MCR 2.105. For every violation, there is a penalty and or a fine. This not only tarnishes the integrity of the court itself, but also erodes the trust we place in our justice system. Furthermore, it is crucial to highlight the impact that the corruption in the 36th District Court has on the lives of ordinary people. The very essence of justice lies in the idea that anyone, regardless of their social status or personal connections, can receive a fair trial. However, when this court disregards state and federal laws, the vulnerable and marginalized members of our society are the ones who suffer the most. Their voices are silenced and their rights are trampled upon, leaving them defenseless and against an unjust system. It is our collective responsibility to address and rectify this lamentable situation. We must demand change and fight for a legal system that truly represents the ideals of justice, fairness, and equality. I remember that one, We must hold those responsible for the corruption of the 36th District Court accountable for their actions. This means initiating investigations, ensuring due process, and implementing measures that prevent such corruption from taking root in our legal system again. In conclusion, the corruption rampant in the 36th District Court at 421 Madison Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48226 is a grave threat to the principles of justice and fairness we hold dear. It is imperative that we acknowledge its existence and take immediate action to address this issue. Let us stand together, raise our voices and our fists, and demand a legal system that upholds the rights of all citizens and restores faith in the pursuit of justice. It's time to shut them down and let the government know that there is no debt for us consumers, creditors. All debt belongs to the government per 31 USC 3123. The government knows this, so they also violate 15 USC 1611. And since they choose to produce rulings that go against the Constitution, they also violate 18 USC 2071 and 18 USC 9. The government owes we the people for every violation you owe, as the law states. 18 USC 3571, 18 USC 872, 18 USC 1001, and 18 USC 1621. And you have my case references: Ashcroft versus L. Kidd, U.S. 731, Owen versus City of Independence 445, U.S. 622, Molly versus Briggs 475, U.S. 335. Again, we are to uproot, to plant, right? Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 10, right? We're letting it be known. I'm letting it be known. We, the people, are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow men who pervert the Constitution. Abraham Lincoln. Law of the land. The general misconception is that any statute passed by legislators bearing the appearance of law constitutes the law of the land. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any statute to be valid must be in agreement. It is impossible for a law which violates the Constitution to be valid. This is succinctly stated as follows. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Marbury versus Medicine, 5 U.S. 2 Branch 137, 174, 176, 1803. Okay, that's law. And again, I wrote to a lot of people, you know, politicians, all included. This again, this is 42 USC 1686, I believe. Every person who having knowledge that any of the wrongs conspired to be done and mentioned in section 1985 of this title are about to be committed, and having power to prevent or aid in preventing the commission of the same, neglects or refuses so to do, if such wrongful act be committed, shall be liable to the party injured or his legal representatives for all damages caused by such wrongful act, which such person by reasonable diligence could have prevented. Such damages may be recovered in an action on the case, and any number of persons guilty of such wrongful neglect or refusal may be joined as defendants in the action. And if the death of any party caused by any such wrongful act and neglect, the legal representatives of the deceased shall have such action therefore, and may recover not exceeding 5,000 damages therein for the benefit of the widow or the deceased, if there be one, and if there be no widow, then for the benefit of the next of kin of the deceased. But no action under the provisions of this section shall be sustained, which is not commenced within 1 year after the cause of action has occurred. Here, approved. And here it is again. You know, my internet was attacked by the 36th District Court. Techers might be trying to steal your information. 36th District Court points right to them, right? So before pursuing my case against the 36th District Court, they tried to come at me with a lawsuit, you know, and I sent their lawyer this message, and they sent me a message back, and this is it. Dear Mr. Chandler, on behalf of Linebarger, Goggin, Blair, and Sampson, LLP firm, I am responding to your complaint, which we received from CFPB. See, I had to go to the CFPB, go over their head, and let it be known they got to receive this message. You got to receive my summons. You know, at this point, it wasn't a summons. You know, it was a direct statement stating that I don't owe the court anything because they're not the victim, right? Corpus delicti. You know, I don't owe the court anything because they're the ones committing extortion, right? I'm standing on my rights and I'm letting them know, right? Your complaint regards, but this is what they said. Your complaint regards an amount due to the 36th District Court of Michigan that you feel you do not owe, which I don't, right? By law, right? Client records show the judgments in the 36th District Court of Michigan for the 3 tickets involved were entered against you on August 26, 2022. The case numbers for those tickets were SP1 129 47971, SP1 294 7972, and SP1 294 7973, respectfully. On receipt of your complaint, we reviewed the account with our client per the 36th District Court that is valid in the current and balance of 414 dollars remains due and owing. The firm does not have the authority to change the decision of the court as to a defendant's liability or the fine imposed. I trust this will be sufficient to satisfy your inquiry to resolve this matter. In the event you need additional information, you may contact me at the above email address, right? And again, this doesn't satisfy my inquiry. This is totally opposite. This is totally wrong. Of course, the 3 tickets came from being stopped because they looked at my car as something that wasn't supposed to be on the road, right? And they got me for not having no insurance, and I couldn't find my registration in time, so they got me for the registration. So those is actually 1 ticket, but it's 3 in 1, you know. And again, they're putting their hands in my pocket. Get your hand out my pocket, right? Get your hand out my pocket, you know. And so they saying I owe this, you know, but in turn, during that whole investigation and me telling the cops that, you know, I don't have to give up my information and everything, and this is all wrong. They pulled me out my car. They put me in the handcuffs saying I'm detained. They threatened to take my car and tow it. However, once they got my ID, they gave me a ticket, but they let me go driving that same car that was supposed to be towed away, driving that same car that they said was a liability to the road. I drove away in that same car, right? All for them to get my information so they can be able to get some money out of me. It had nothing to do with the car, because they let me drive it away. Of course they couldn't take it from me. They kidnapped me from my car. They kidnapped me, took my keys, went into my pocket, stealing from me, theft, but they want me to pay, right? Again, all that they did, all that the court is doing, how the system is set up, where you have to, pay them even more money to get these lawsuits together and to get these paperworks together. Again, they got their hand in the people's pocket, and we're innocent in this. We're innocent in this, because there is no victim. There is no victim. And again, let's look at some more law. It's this one. Here we go. 14th Amendment. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property, threatening to take my car away because they think it's not liable to be on the road. However, it drives. However, my car, the way it was seen, it wasn't so damaged where, if I hit something, it'll blow up. No, it wasn't. They just wanted to stop me, find a way to get some money out of me, right? And again, taking my money, taking stuff out of my pocket, taking my keys, pulling me out, kidnapping. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Again, they wasn't caring about this. And this is the crap that the 36th District Court does as well, amnesty program, for civil infractions, misdemeanors only, waived fees. So they can choose to waive the fees, but they have to be the ones to do it, right? Not knowing that if we step out on our rights, it's waived anyway, because there is no victim. Corpus delicti. Again, what they're doing here is illegal. This is extortion, right? It shows extortion. They can choose to take money. They can choose not to accept it. They can waive it. Ha ha. But again, it's we the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow men who pervert the Constitution, right? We got to hold these people liable. And again, we have laws. Give me a minute here. Your unalienable rights. The right to life and freedom and health and pursuit of happiness, the right to contract or not contract, which is unlimited, right? They have no consent, I believe it's with the misdemeanor or the infraction. You don't have to consent to it. But yet they bully you into a contract, which is illegal, right? I'm gonna let you guys look at that for a minute. We have to hold these government officials accountable. Government officials can be held accountable. Authority for fines, damages caused by crimes by government officers. These damages were determined by government itself for the violation listed. Breach, violation of oath of office. You know, they violate the oath of office by going against the Constitution, by going against our rights, right? That's $250,000 according to 18 USC 3571. However, in small claims court, they only say you can take out 6,500 or no more than 25,000. Huh. I beg to differ, right? $250,000, 18 USC 3571. I'm gonna let you guys look at that as well. Deny proper warrants, deny right of reasonable defense arguments, right? You know, and I keep sending these arguments to evidence of 36th District Court. I keep sending these arguments to our politicians, arguments to the circuit courts. Everybody is working together in this illegal stance. Again, avoiding the arguments, covering up evidence. Again, defense evidence records. Again, another fine of $250,000. For every violation, there's a fine. 18 USC 3571. Deny right to truth and evidence. $250,000. 18 USC 3571. Right? Slavery. Denied. Treason. They commit treason against the citizens of the United States. They commit treason against United States citizens, America, right? Treason against the Constitution. $250,000. Another extra fine. 18 USC 3571. Right? Misprision or felony, conspiracy. They're committing conspiracy against the law. Conspiracy against me, right? Extortion. They keep having their hands in our pockets. Again, 18 USC. You know, this one is 872, so that's $5,000, okay? So for every violation, there's these fines here. Go ahead and look at that. Right? I'm not going to play with the court. Neither one of them, all of them are liable and they're to be held accountable. They are all guilty. So again, this is me forwarding this message to a lot of people. And I get here to the judicial tenure. Let me see if I can get that. And this is their website here, courts, right? And this is a demand for action, right? And this is what they tell me. As explained in the email response previously sent to you, the commission staff's authority is limited. Those limits are contained in the Michigan Constitution provision that created the commission and in the Michigan court rules applying to the commission, which are adopted by the Michigan Supreme Court. Commission and its staff cannot provide assistance based on the information set forth in that response. Staff will not respond to future, listen here, the staff will not respond to future email messages regarding this matter. How unlawful, and who are you to say to me, we the people, that you're not going to do your job, right? You are servants, you are public servants, you serve us. You don't tell me that. You should be fired, you should be shut down, right? And then I read the Michigan court rules, and it doesn't say anything against the Sixth Amendment right to a speedy trial, which the 36th District Court refuses to give and haven't responded yet. So it doesn't refuse the 36th District Court. In fact, it says that I'm able to get that, right? And then if you go down to read down in the Michigan court rules to letter D, you will see some information in there too that helps we the people, right? and it is adopted by the Michigan Supreme Court. So again, these courts are in violation of the Supreme Court rulings, but yet they tell us to read these things and go to this thing. It's almost like the credit bureau sending you to the Fair Credit Act, and they're not following it themselves. They're breaking it every day, right? They need to be held accountable, liable, fined, imprisoned, or shut down, exposed and shut down. So here, this is my summons. I sent them, so I'm not making it up. And again, so the tenure, you know, I tried to go on their website through my phone, and they had even blocked me on their website. Right? That's what they do. Cowards. Unless they got the officers to bully you, right? Here it is, procedure D. So I sent the judicial tenure. You know, I sent them that. 1A, time for filing in the trial courts to avoid delaying trial and inconveniencing the witnesses. All motions for disqualifications must be filed within 14 days of the discovery of the grounds for disqualification. If the discovery is made within 14 days of the trial date, the motion must be made for a with, right? They have 14 days, but yet the court's going to tell you it's 30 days or 90 days, right? And even sooner than 14 days, right? It's a speedy trial, Sixth Amendment right. You know, speed it up, right? Run me my money, right? This is what we have to tell the people, these politicians, courts, right? I am highly dissatisfied, highly upset, irritated with the system. Irritated with the system. I wrote to the chief judges, McConaughey and Aaliyah, Sabri. No response. No response from the chief judges, right? Every person, again, will have acknowledged that any of the wrongs conspired to be done and mentioned, right, is liable. Need to be held accountable, all of you. All of them are guilty. And you know, I was at the court, 36th District Court, trying to get my paperwork done, and the managers of the clerks will tell the clerks to do it this way. You know, don't give them all this information. Don't, you know, throw them off, or, you know, they give them all wrong information. Give us wrong information. You know, it goes against, it's a conflict of interest when you go to their court to try to sue them, right? When they're supposed to be just judgment in the land. It's supposed to be just judgment in the land, right? But it's a conflict of interest to them, right? They've been summoned, they've been served. I need my answer. 36th District Court, I need my answer, right? And the more you linger, the more you owe me, right? The more you linger, you go against the Sixth Amendment. The more you linger, you go against more of my civil rights, right? I hate that I have to be the next Al Sharpton. I hate that I have to be the next Jesse Jackson. I hate that I have to be the next Martin Luther King, but no, I don't. I don't. You know, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Your system is plaguing the world. Your system is off, right? I demand action. I demand action according to the law. And law is above every policy. I don't care what type of policies you have running in the 36th District Court. I don't care what type of policies you have at the Tenure Commission, Judicial Tenure Commission. I don't care what type of policies you have at the Secretary of State, the state of Michigan. I don't care what type of policies you have in the government system. No, if it goes against the Constitution and the law, right? If it goes against it, right, you're liable. You're breaking the law. You're not above the law, right? We the people. It's we the people and the law, right? And these are universal commercial codes. All this right here, universal commercial codes. They supposed to respect. They supposed to honor, but yet they dishonor, right? They show their disapproval. Here we are. I reached out. Uh, uh, OFP government gpo.gov, which is I reached out to these people. Um, I reached out to Fox 2 News, right? And a lot of these people are on vacation. I'm not at my desk. I'm on vacation. I won't be back until the end of the month. I won't be back until next year, 3 years later. You know, what help are they? What good are they, right? What good are the officials? What good are they? Fox 2 News, busy feeding their face, busy making money, and that's it. Okay. The more you break our rights, the more you do all these things, right? We're gonna take a lot of the money from the legislation, right? Legislators, you don't need to be getting paid that much like you get paid. You need a minimum wage payment. You need to be getting paid janitor work money because you're hardly working for the people. You're hardly there, right? Listen, Judge McConnell, he's judges. And the thing is, we approve, being a man of color, our black women being judges and our black men being judges. We approve that. We're happy about that. But it's no good if you still go against our rights, if you're still not fighting for the people, we the people. You're no good. You're just as bad as the prejudiced people in those courts, racist people in those courts. 36th District Court is no better than scammers. Look, they are scammers. Attackers might be trying to steal your information from the 36th District Court.org. Passwords, messages, credit cards. These people are crooks. All of them. The politicians on down, they're crooks. I summoned the 36th District Court a lawsuit. They have to answer. They will answer. If not, they will be shut down. We the people must stand up. Stop voting for these people because they get in these office. And again, I even reached out to the president. I reached out to the vice president. All I received from them is thank you for contacting Biden Harris administration. President Biden, Vice President Harris value every opportunity to engage with the American people. No, you don't. And the administration is grateful for your outreach. No, you ain't. Our country faces many challenges. Yes, it does. And messages like yours help us better understand how the Biden Harris administration can serve American families. They're not serving us right. Right? They need to go. And this is what they send you. We answer. We done with it. We take careful note of the suggestions, thoughts, questions, and stories we receive. No, you don't. We were working hard to ensure you receive an appropriate response. No, you don't. Because this ain't the response I'm looking for. This ain't even a response. This is like saying hello. This is saying hello. Sincerely, the office of Vice Presidential Correspondence. Bunch of crap, right? Again, still violation. Still violate, right? Stop voting. American people, I'm calling on every American person, black, white, Chinese, Arab, I don't care your skin color. Stop voting for them. Let them lose their credit. We don't need another official. They're not doing anything for us. They're not keeping the law. They're making us criminals and we're innocent. Right? They're imprisoning innocent people. They're making innocent people go crazy over policies they done made up to make us look bad because we're fighting against it. Again, we stand on law. We the people. They're not. They don't have the authority. They don't have the power. Again, should I mention it? Again, should I mention it? We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. Abraham Lincoln. I'm gonna close out with that. I'm fed up with this system. And I'm James Chandler, your civil rights lawyer, advocate, however you want to look at me. I'm pro se, right? And I'm out. Shalom.